Hey, it's Julian Gordon here, and welcome back to the Build Momentum 28-Day Challenge. Today, I want to talk about how to create experiences rather than just goals, and why it actually works to create experiences and not just goals. See, when you think about goals, goals are back to our check boxes, just checking off graduation, got a job, got married, got a house, got kids, etc., etc., etc. We're just checking off boxes. But how many days does graduation last? It only lasts one day. If you didn't enjoy the 4-year journey to get there, then that one day will never match up. And so we have to create experiences when you are on your deathbed, right? And I hate to be morbid, but when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to think about all the boxes that you checked off. You're going to think about the actual experiences that you had. The box comes at the end, but it's really the experience that was the most beautiful part of that whole thing. And so oftentimes when people set goals, right, they start with the goal, or which is the result, right? That's the end thing that occurred, right? But then there is your intention, which is the reason. That's your reason why you're actually doing it in the first place. A lot of people check off goals and check off boxes, and they were never clear on the actual reason why they were doing it in the first place. So intention should actually be number one, right? And then from there, in the middle between point A and point B, is the actual experience. That's the ride, right? There's two ways. I went to UCLA and I lived in the Bay Area, and not on a daily basis. I used to make this drive, and there's two ways to get there. I could go straight up the 5 freeway and take the fastest route possible, or I could go up PCH and the 1 and actually take the most scenic route. And no path is right or wrong. You just have to determine what is the journey, what is the ride, or the experience that you want to have. Do you want to see the beautiful Pacific Ocean, or do you just want to get home as fast as possible? You get to choose the experience. So it's not always about getting to the desired goal. It's about whether or not you had the experience that you ultimately wanted en route to the desired goal. And so that's how we set goals here. And what I'm going to invite you to do is turn to these particular pages here, where we're going to lay out the experiences that you want to have in the upcoming year in your personal, professional, financial, and relationship life, as well as your health and wellness, your soul and spiritual, and your release and let go. And so I want to share with you some of mine, and then how these translate to goals. So first and foremost, on the left is the actual experience that I want to have. And your experience is about your being, right? I want to be in joy. I want to be happy. I want to be confident, right? For me, in my personal life, I want to be the husband of the year. I want to experience what it's like to be the husband of the year. So, what does that translate to in terms of a goal? That means to create a monthly date night for my wife, and then I'll have evidence of success using pictures and receipts, and I want to do that bi-monthly, right? That's how I'm going to manifest that experience in my life. I want to be a fun father. And so, what does that mean for me in terms of a goal? Finding a fun activity for Jada, pictures and receipts again as my evidence of success, and I want to do that monthly. She and I recently just went to go see the circus, so I have the tickets of that downstairs, right? In terms of my professional life, I want to experience what it's like to be transforming the lives of thousands of people, right? And so, in order to do that and get my business beyond me, one, I am hiring a third amazing teammate, and you'll be able to see the offer letter as my evidence of success, and I'm doing that in January. And then I need to would like to grow the masterminds.org to 1,000 teams, and I'll have a dashboard and the back end metrics to show you that that is my goal between January and December, right? And so that's the experience I want to have in my professional life. In my financial life, I want to experience what it's like to be a philanthropist who gives freely right here and right now. I'm not waiting until I'm some old guy to become a philanthropist. I'm giving of what I have right now. And you see that with the Build campaign and us raising over $12,000 for Build. I'm going to have a picture of the actual check, and that's happening between December of the previous year and January. Every December through January, I always raise money for Build. And then in terms of relationships, I want to experience what it's like to be surrounded. See, key word, to be, right? Who do I want to be? I want to experience what it's like to be surrounded by friends who inspire me daily, right? And so for me, and that is my focus group, that is my mastermind group, that is my group of 50 team members who I connect with on a bi-weekly basis to support me with my goals, as well as allow me to support them and pour into their lives and share what I know. So these are some experiences in my personal, professional, financial, and relationship life. So on the left side, we start with our being. Who do I want to be? I want to be the husband of the year. I want to be transforming the lives of thousands. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be surrounded by friends who inspire me daily. And then on the right side, we get into the actual goals, how that looks like, what is the evidence going to be, and how often you're going to do it or what month. And now I want to share with you quickly some of my other experiences. In terms of health and wealth, I want to experience what it's like to be physically active daily. So, what does that translate into? That means playing basketball 60 times this year. And I can have my shooting stats, and that's going to be through April through August. In terms of soul and spiritual, I want to experience what it's like to be someone who meditates daily. That's who I want to be, right? And so, what does that look like? Of course, it looks like meditating for 10 minutes on weekdays. And tracking that on one of my iPhone apps or one of the iPhone apps that are out there. And then release and let go. I want to experience what it's like to be organized and clutter free in my business. And so I want to move towards becoming a paperless company. And I'll have before and after pictures of my office and our filing cabinets to see that we're actually moving towards becoming a paperless company. So this is how I create and start with experiences first, right? And then from there, extract the goal that I ultimately want. So I start with being first, and then we go into doing. Being first, and then into what are we going to do to actually let that being unfold and to express itself. So this is a different way of setting goals when you start with your being first, but I encourage you to try it out. I think you'll find it very useful because it's more in alignment with not just checking off boxes, but actually making sure that you are experiencing the life that you ultimately want. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and check me out in the next video. We are halfway through the campaign, and I want to thank you for making it this far. All right, peace.